and welcome back to my channel, Imperfectly Natalya. Today we will be doing the last video in the Move Into Canada series. If we have any updates to give you on this entire process, it would be next year after we've completed everything on our end. Yep. So today we're just gonna give you some advice. Well, yeah, we're gonna do a Q&A at the end, but then we're gonna give you some advice on what you should know as soon as, well, after settling. Yeah, after settling in Canada. Some things that you need to know, things that you're gonna have to sort out, that kind of thing. Yep. So first up, we're gonna do taxes. When you get here, you won't be able to do your tax when you just get here, but after 1 year, or not even one complete
tax cycle.
Yeah, one tax cycle, but not even that. Like, for example, if you get here in September for the new school year, by March, you'll have to file your taxes.
Yep.
Even if you didn't work or anything, like you've been going to school, you should still file your taxes, because paying your tuition, you can actually get money back from that, and you can even get
as tax.
Yeah, exactly. So being that you're new to Canada, though, you would not be able to do your taxes on your own. You're gonna either have to pay someone,
a third party.
Yeah, third party company, or you can use the CRA, which is the Canada Revenue Agency. You can use a tax clinic from them, and they'll help you they'll file your taxes for you, and you'll be good to go.
Yep.
And you'll get it via direct deposit if you wish.
That's if you put in the relevant information.
That's our son. So next up, we're gonna talk about.
So next up, we're gonna talk about
your social insurance number, which is like your TRN in Jamaica, or your
social insurance number.
Once you get to Canada, this number is very necessary to do like everything. So to get a job, open a bank account.
Yeah.
Your getting like a SIM card, everything. So once you get here, if you came here like me, on a visitor's visa, and then you applied for your spousal open work permit or your open work permit, once you get your open work permit, you take that to Service Canada along with your passport, and then they'll provide you with your social insurance number. But if you're like
me as a student, once I got here, the first day orientation, you got a kind of a package that tells you the different dates that different things that can help an international student settle in will come by the school. So for instance, they had that CRA day where a CRA specialist came by and provided us with or SIN as student.
So you would have to find out from your program if they would actually offer that during orientation, or if you would have to do
Chances are they do, because they try to as best as possible
to accommodate international students.
Yeah.
So now for your Canadian identification. So when you get to Canada, you are going to need ID.
Yeah.
If you're okay with walking around with your passport every single where that you go,
with my visa,
this is not really for you. But if you are actually interested in having a different piece of identification, you can do your G1 examination. I mean, for persons who did drive in your home country and you're coming to Canada and you want to actually just start the process, you can do that by doing your G1 test, right? Yeah.
So we're basically saying, just to have a form of identification, anybody.
It's
you could have drive before, or you never did a drive before. Mm-hmm. Just to do the written test, because not everybody readily knows the ID that you have from home.
Your
so
country,
they can say, it's fake, it's fraud, where you get this from. So to have some kind of Canadian identification
that they can easily identify,
you can use the G1 test, which is a written test. Ati will provide you with the details as it relates to the practice website, and you do the exam. It's about 3 different sections of multiple choice, 20 questions each, and afterwards you just get a card with your address and information.
In your mail, and you can use that anywhere as your ID.
Yeah.
Okay, so for banks, in Canada you have like multiple large banks that are pretty good. Like all of them kind of offer similar things. So let's just mention ORs. You have RBC and you have Scotiabank Canada. He has said before that he had issues connecting his Scotiabank Jamaica and Scotiabank Canada accounts. So
no, there's no issue.
Yeah,
it's just not the same.
Yeah, they're just not connected.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to transfer that money, and there's a transfer fee.
A huge transfer fee, right? Is it huge?
I don't think so. But I think the JN transfer fee. There was I think they couldn't.
Oh.
I think it was a situation where I don't know. But most transfer that I did was from my JN account, and it was very easy and cheap.
Oh, okay.
So
opening an RBC bank account. So basically all you need is, for people like me in my position, I only needed my open work permit, my passport, probably like $100 to open the account. And I think that was it.
For students, you don't need any money, you just need the information from the school, because chances are, as we've indicated in the previous episodes, that you hit the ground running, you understand? So chances are the next day that you're in Canada, a full 24 hours or less, is to get a bank account up and running. And as a student,
they come to your orientation?
No, they don't. So you have to go to the bank. Okay. And going to the bank, you just need like your things that you'll collect from the airport when you're coming in as a student. They're going to give you a whole heap of documents to include your
your study permit,
and your work permit. And you don't have an address, so the chances are going to take the school's address until you've settled in, and then you can change it. Mm-hmm. But that's it, really.
On my end, you didn't really need money either, but I would say just walk with money just in case, because you don't know what the bank might require on that day.
Yeah.
Also, do your research online for bank accounts for newcomers. There's a lot of information online for persons who are new to Canada if they want to start a new bank account.
Yeah.
So for daycare here in Ontario, this is as much I can talk, and I can't really talk about for the entire Canada.
Yeah.
What I can tell you about for Canada is that after a tax cycle, you did your taxes, get your tax return, you are able to apply for the Canada Child Benefit. I think that's the name of it, CCB. You can apply for that from the Canada Revenue Agency, and that's basically a benefit that helps to supplement your monthly funds with daycare or just taking care of your child in general.
Yeah, so it's a very steep payment for daycare, and they understand that, so they will assist you with it.
Yeah.
But as it relates to getting the daycare running,
to actually get into a daycare, you have to be on a wait list. So as we've said before, Zyger didn't come to Canada with us at the same time, so we had some time to have him on a wait list. So before he got here. So when he actually got here, he was ready to start right away.
Yeah.
Only that COVID paused things, but yeah. Yeah, we just hear him jump.
Yeah.
So now you reach Canada and you want to settle down. In the videos before, we mentioned that you can share accommodations because
we recommend
it's cheaper that way. Yeah. However, some persons who have reached out said that they are actually coming with as a family. So partners and kids coming. So share accommodation is not
ideal.
Yeah, ideal. Thank you. So you can rent basements.
Yes, one of our recommendations is that you find a place on Kijiji with a basement, an entire basement renting.
Not Kijiji alone, Marketplace on Facebook.
Yeah.
You just have to ensure that these places are all legit and ensure that you don't rent anything before you come to Canada and can look at it.
No, you need to go and look at it first. So as we said before, have that little extra cash that can run you even an Airbnb for a couple of days.
For a couple of days as a family.
And then you'll go look at something. You can get a section of a house if you have if you look at the market and see that you can afford an apartment or a townhouse or a condo or an entire house, go ahead. But if you're working out on a budget, chances are you don't have the entire money to stretch over the school period in which your partner is going to school. We would say try to save as much money. We emphasize that a whole heap. So as I said, a basement or a section of somebody's house would be good.
Also apartments, because you have different rental companies, you'd call them, agencies. So like Minto, Paramount, CLBG, something like so. You have quite a few of them
quite a few.
in Ottawa and all over Canada, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
You just need to find, like, you can go on their websites and you can look. I'll probably put a few in the description box so you can look for them below. But you can go on their websites and look at the different apartments that they have. They probably have 1 bedrooms, a studio, or 2 bedrooms that you can afford, and you can get that for your family, right? So that would actually work out.
Remember, it's a new beginning, so open your mind to change.
Yeah. However, these places are all, well, when it comes to these places, well, majority of places, they're leases. And the good thing with the apartments is that you don't pay for water and heat separate.
Yeah.
So if you do get a standalone house or a townhouse, you have to pay for heating and probably water as well. So right now in apartments, we don't have to pay for that. We only pay for heat and anything else that we put in, like cable or internet or anything like that.
And it's light, not heat.
Oh yeah.
She said heat. It's
yeah.
light.
Yeah, we only pay for light.
Light and any other necessity that we want.
Yes. So getting around the city, you can buy a Presto card at Google it.
Many other local retailers.
Because we went to Loblaws and got it in one of those little stores.
So the Presto card is actually the bus card that is used to transport. It's more.
No, what I wanted to say was, if you're a student, more than likely they'll give it to you at school. They'll have someone come to school.
The card at school is actually a U-Pass.
Oh.
And the individual card, like for instance, the spouse that's not
covered under the school,
you
have to get a Presto card
because it's gonna be, I think it's like $3.50 per
ride.
And I mean your ticket only can last for a few hours, so it's basically a transferable ticket. But if you're taking the work to and from on a daily basis, that's about $7 per day. 7 times 5, that's $35 for the week, and times 4, I would if I'm more money that.
So with your Presto card, you can pay for the monthly pass. And you just tap
just unlimited.
Of course, it's discounted for the month because they're going to make it cheaper.
Yes, so you tap as many times as you want. So there are a lot of phone providers here. You understand? Just like how they have a lot of banks, they have a lot of phone providers.
So Fido, Rogers, Telus, Kudu, Bell.
Just to name
a lot of them.
Just to name
We have Fido because Fido didn't give me a hard time when I wanted to open an account as someone who's new here. I mean, naturally, he's going to get a phone as a student.
I got the Fido because it's like right in the school's courtyard. So
so that was close to him. But I'm just saying that for me, Fido was also affordable because Rogers is the parent company, but it's a bit more expensive. So I would say Fido is our recommendation because it's what we've used.
Yeah.
We don't know anything else to can recommend anything else.
And it was for me where I had an open phone, so all I needed was a SIM at the time. Ati also.
Oh, I got a phone and started paying for a phone on a monthly basis.
Also.
Yeah, so I just pay for a phone. I pay for my phone on a monthly basis, which didn't break the bank. So between my phone plan and paying for the phone, I was paying like underneath $100, which is good. They
have a lot of promotions going, like for students and for other different seasons. They have a lot of promotions going, so you can just check out what promotion they have going just to get it on the low.
Yeah, exactly. So you can get discounted packages. Yeah.
That's
okay, so now for the Q&A section of the video. First question is, I would like to know cost for affordable rentals for me, hubby, and my son, and like how much you can make while going to school. So let me just tackle the last end of the question. So as a student, you can only work 20 hours per week. So you see that you can get a job that probably pay like at least $17 per hour. But more than likely, I think you might be able to find something that might pay $15 an hour.
Or 16.
Yeah, so you
depending on who is working and what's available at the time. Because for me, I was more into the like merchandising or hard warehouse gigs and stuff. So those really came in handy because they're really flexible. I can work around it and get my school time, you understand? For Ati, she was basically...
Yeah, I did a day job and an evening job just for a short period of time, just to make some extra cash. So I worked probably 10 hours in the evenings, not in just one evening, like over a week in the evenings, and
a 40-hour week.
And a 40-hour week for the regular day job.
Yeah.
So I mean, the partner would be the person who could put in the more hours, because the main person who's going to school can't really do more than 20 hours. So you just have to find a job that is consistent, a job that will pay you. And if you see a job that sounds too good to be true, don't waste your time, because you're just going to be wasting your money.
And off the job situation onto the living situation, working like that, we were able to afford our accommodations with ease, you understand? But if you have goals that you need to also bear in mind, like for instance, having to pay the tuition that's coming, you understand? That's gonna stretch you a bit, you understand? So I would say, as best as possible, if you have the money for the accommodations, go ahead. But if you don't, try to not make yourself uncomfortable, but live a bit below for a while. It won't be for long. I can tell you guys, it won't be for long.
My question is, how is it having a toddler in terms of childcare, and how did you manage to find a job and a place to stay? So I believe we explained this earlier with the wait list in terms of getting daycare, because that's how we really balance things.
So basically, to answer your question, we didn't come with him. We came here individually, sorted ourselves out, pre-planned for him in terms of the daycare, as she mentioned earlier. And then when everything was okay and ready for him, to include in having a place to stay, daycare ready, he came.
Yeah. And how did you manage to find a job and a place to stay? So finding a job, I used Indeed and LinkedIn and a few employment agencies. In the beginning, I used employment agencies. Now I don't really use employment agencies. They are not the best. However, in the beginning, you just really want a job to get Canadian work experience, and they help you to get that.
Yes.
So yeah. So next question, did you apply for your visa along with your spouse or after he left? So we didn't apply together. He applied for his visa, his study permit in July, and we applied for ours October after he left September.
Yeah.
So yeah. Next
but
question.
you can apply for it as a group.
Yeah, you can apply for it as a
no
group.
issue.
Yeah, there's no issue with that. Did you guys use daycare for your son when he came, or one partner worked while the other stayed with the baby? So he had daycare already lined up, as we answered before, and yeah, we're both working now. Did you put your family on the application together, or did you apply separately?
You basically put a family on the application.
Well, yeah, because they do ask
for
you.
The visa.
Yeah, they do ask you about your family on the application.
Yeah,
so you answer. Yeah, you answer honestly.
Because
but
the visa is contingent. Because, for instance, if I had not put them as family, and then she applied,
they're like, who are you?
Who are you? You understand? So documentations help, and as much information that you can provide them with is
just be very honest on the application.
Yeah.
Don't lie.
Yeah,
don't lie. And as he said before, everybody can apply as a group.
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
Yeah.
And yeah, I believe those are all the questions. Oh, there was one last one. Where did you get the abstract from? You get the abstract from your local tax office.
Yeah.
So guys, that's it for this week. Stay tuned to the channel, and I hope you guys love the content.
Yep.
If you do, give us a thumbs up, comment below if you have any questions, and share it with your friends. And subscribe. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
How can I afford for runway?